So I actually recorded this episode for Prison Architect already. I recorded it yesterday for me. It would be 2 days ago for you. And I'm just now coming back into the flow of things and kind of going full time again with content creation after helping out Mafi Games with their Captain of Industry update video. I was part of the small team of people who was working on that update video. You can see that by looking. Maybe I'll link it in the dumb description or something. But just update 3 for Captain of Industry, right? Anyway, so my computer was kind of set up for a different kind of recording and different footage styles and everything. And so I went and recorded this, and I thought everything was fine. And it turns out I basically recorded 45 minutes of me talking over a still image. It's basically just a picture for 45 minutes. And I didn't realize it until after I reviewed the footage, right? So anyway, I've hopefully got that corrected now. I believe I have, but there's been some stuff that's happened over the last little bit, and I wanted to kind of walk you through some of it. Namely, I'm working on finishing up the exterior wall, the perimeter wall around the outside. Still trying to tame the violence in maximum security. It is not getting... It doesn't seem to be getting better. They're just unreasonable assholes over here. And we're going to get them moved into this area. So I've finally gotten the maximum security wing kind of built out here a little bit. There's a whole bunch of flashy things. Don't worry about those things. We'll get them fixed. And in fact, we're already starting that process by getting the CCTV monitor set up in a new security office. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So all of these cameras are now on, and we have vision of this whole area. If I take a look at our utilities, you can see all the powers run through here. The water's running through here. I did have to make a couple of changes to how the water is routed just to get it to reach all the way. And then also hot water pipes are also a thing down here too. And I may end up combining these hot water pipes at some point here too. Probably coming down through here. I can probably take this hot water pipe and just go straight through, I think all the way down into here. It's probably going to be necessary at some point there. We want the showers, of course, to be heated as well. So we're going to end up having the showers that'll end up being here will be like so. And yeah, that's just part of it. So there's a lot of work to do on the utility side of things over here as we expand to new cells. And then this one here we'd want to take this and go straight across, I think, here. So probably right here to connect to that. But they'll build it out as we go. Okay, so that's where we're on with that. I would like to, in this video then, which was supposed to be the next video, but hey, it's this one now. I would like to get the minimum security wing going a little bit more too. We're up to 400 400 inmates, and with the expansion built here, I did achieve my 500 capacity, which completed that grant. So cell block E is done now. So the only grant we have left is overproduction, and that one's just repeatable. We could just do that over and over again. So basically the only grant money we're ever going to get ever again. And I believe this cash flow here includes a big intake and the grant completion. So that was fairly recently. We've also had a couple of different death row inmates came in that previous little recording here. All of them except Merwood here got their clemency. So Busby got his clemency. There was another one in here that's a cop killer somewhere. He actually got let out. He got released. So he must have been proven innocent of killing whatever said cop that he killed. He must have been proven innocent. Yeah, the Supermax prisoners, I'm not sure where the other guy is. Isn't he in here? John Bailey's been brought over here. Where is my other Supermax dude? Oh, interesting. He's being punished somewhere. Why are you in here? Hang on, did I mess up my deployment? I did. This is Supermax only. Thank you very much. Supermax only for all of this. So wherever my Supermax inmate is, he's in a cell in Gen Pop somewhere. I would actually like to know where he is. Let me just come down here. And he is Down in here. Yep, that's a different Busby. Not the same No, I think this might be the same Busby. Nope, it's a different Busby. So the Busby that got his clemency, he's in here somewhere. I think there are three Busbys. He has 56 years to serve with no possibility of parole. That's what it means. Basically, when they get their clemency, they get it commuted to life in prison. And so instead of having a red zone and a blue zone, we can find him later if you want. I'll probably show him in this video at some point, but instead of having a red zone and a blue zone, he just has a full red zone, and it's 56 years. So, hey, Greg G-Dog. You are not the gang leader, are you? What? You only have 3 more. You're almost out of here? For real? Wait a minute. That's M. He's not the gang leader. Hold on a minute now. Hold on a minute now. Something's going on here. My guard is dead. There's definitely something happening right here. Where is my gang leader? The other gang leader. That they're furious he's being punished. So where is he? M, this is him. Really? I thought for sure he had more years than this. He got 3 years for joyriding. He's literally in prison right now as a gang leader. He was imprisoned. I love this. I love this. He was convicted of joyriding, sentenced to 3 years, and then false imprisonment, which he's already served. 3 years for joyriding. Wow. Okay. I mean, he'll probably be back, 97% chance, but yeah, they're going to act up because their fearless leader is currently in solitary confinement, and I think I want to get him out of there. I don't want any other guards to die because of this guy, so I'm going to end his punishment right now, get him brought back to his cell. Let me just real quick check my deployment screens, make sure everything is good here. So this isn't ready yet. I've been working on getting it ready, but it's almost ready. Pretty much everything here is like, it's all labeled as staff only and stuff. You have a couple of cells here that are supposedly being labeled right now as ready to go. These dormitories here are showing ready to go. So we'll mark those out, but I want them to keep building them, and there's still a couple of doors that need to be installed and all things like that. So I'm still waiting for all that to be done. But when that's done, we have 99 maximum security inmates, and I believe this gives us capacity for more than 99. I think this is 12, so 24. So 24, 48, 96, and then 98, 100, 102, 4, 6, 8. 108 should be here. That's enough to hold the 99 we have. And then, of course, all the solitary cells that are nearby here, too. So that shouldn't be an issue as well. So I think we're kind of ready to go for that. The temperature's dying down now because they're no longer being punished. And we have had, of course, staff die. This morale is kind of pinned at 87. If I can get their needs to be better met. Really, it's just hydration anyway, so we're fine, I guess. I also, in the last video, did a round of guard investigation. I'm going to do it again. I did a round of guard investigation and found 21 corrupt guards. So I had to hire a whole bunch of newbies. So we have plenty of people now. I think anyway, staff programs. There should be plenty of people queued up. 99 in the queue for disarming certification. Wowzers. We should maybe start more of those sessions, shouldn't we? Guard taser certification. We could get more of those in the queue too. Indeed. Fire safety. Is this done by guards as well? No, I think all of these things are just the workmen. I'm good without those programs. I'm gonna end up all my workmen are kind of temporary for the construction expansion, but as soon as I'm done really expanding everything, I can take down the number of workmen by like 30 or so. The temps can I can fire them and get some of that back. So there's a lot of people here, for example, that just don't have a whole lot of advanced training. Those ones will be the ones that go. So yeah, I want to take and do another quick guard investigation, but I found like 21, I think is what the count was. Corrupt guards and got rid of them. It does take quite a while to investigate these guys, especially zoomed out. Maybe it'll go faster if I zoom in. frame. I don't know, maybe it goes by frame rates. So I'm like, I look out and it seems like at max speed, this clock is going slower than I expected. How long does it take to investigate guards, though? Seems like it's sort of paused. That 29th guard is very elusive. All right, I guess we'll stop that for now. And I want to do a shakedown here before I start getting them moving to new cells. So all of these are going to become our medium security, right? We actually have an intake that just happened. And we had some minimum and medium brought in. I'm going to go ahead and close intake again. Just leave death row open. We'll do something like that, but leave death row open. So minimum security should be above 90 now. Mediums, we have 85. We can bring in more of those, and we're going to have this expansion open for them too, and we'll bring all those guys in. And then with this intake, we're going to have a few question marks. So let's get somebody like Gareth here. We can get him brought back in, and he can tell us whether or not there's anyone else we should bring into protective custody. I was also in this video going to expand protective custody, but that may not happen just because I'm really focused on getting my maximum security inmates in their own cells here. So that may not happen just yet. My legendary is on his way back to his cell. It says there are high levels of contraband. So let's see whether or not that's true. Whether or not that's true. So he's in security. Boom. Okay. So it says high levels of security of contraband. It seems to be pretty much condensed down in here. There's a lot of that going on down here. These guys are lower security, so they can sneak things in a little easier. We do have a federal witness in here. We might want to just put them on permanent lockdown. I think that's kind of it. Yeah, there's some stuff in here we can look at and get some searching going on here. Gym rat quick. Nothing really all that serious. So what I'm seeing here is this guy, Waymark. Let's go ahead and deactivate you. Okay, camera, you can focus me. I swear we're going to get this. So it's Waymark is what it looked like. I forget where he is. Is he over here? You. Yeah, federal witness, it says. Okay, so I assume you're going to be targeted by death by a gang or crime boss. So he's all the way back in here, which is cool. I'm going to put him on permanent lockdown so he doesn't go in with the general population. That'll be my way of sort of isolating him so that hopefully nothing happens to him. And then, because our dude is out of here now, I want to do a shakedown. Let's go ahead and end the shakedown in this sector. We don't have a whole lot of time to do this, but minimum security needs to have a shakedown right now because they got a lot of stuff down there. And then I also remember some of these things needing to be searched, but they're going to be run through the scanners as well, so I don't think it'll be a huge deal. I will go ahead and just mark a few of these things to search, though, because I don't remember which ones they are, but if I mark a few of them, then maybe I'll just get lucky with the search and we'll find something. I guess I could say search a room. Would that do it? Yeah, that would just search all of them. Okay, that's fine. I didn't want it to search the entirety of the outdoors. But it's sitting in the import, so it's fine. Ah, there we go. Woo, they were trying. Made a big effort. Look at him going for a run. Robinson. Wow, you guys have pretty terrible shots. The rookie guard didn't want anything to do with him. Yeah, you're going to be upgraded. Should be, anyway. Really? I think once you're processed, your shirt will change. Yeah, there he is. He's upgraded. Okay, lots of tunnels to get into here. Okay, there we go. Let's move that tunnel. Get rid of that tunnel. Get rid of this tunnel over here. There we go. Let's make this a priority for people. I want just the tunnel, but that's fine. I was looking for the tunnel to be a priority, but I guess they're going to make the searching a priority too. Yeah, that's good. So these guys typically have more contraband than anywhere else in the prison because everywhere else in the prison is more secure. We're finding it more often. I could increase the security down here. But really, I mean, we have I mean, they're never going into into the area without being metal detectors anyway. So it's really like non-metal stuff that they're getting a hold of. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that they have more rooms available to them. They have a, a bigger library, I guess, but they also have a gymnasium where other places don't have it. They have a better, they just have better amenities, and so they have more opportunities to get that kind of stuff. I could put some dogs in here. I'm trying not to have suppression down here. So the way I see it is, like as long as I search this area more often, should be okay. There we go. And then we have a little bit more tunnel action to do over here. Oh, what's that? No, don't do that. Move tunnels. That's what I want. Really? Really? It's already marked. Open the door. There we go. Okay, so everyone go back to your post. It's about to be... Here we go. We got people in lockup. I want you all back in your positions. And then I think during lunch today, I'm going to move people into their cells over here. Now, one thing I do want to do is I want to have... not that. It's going to be concrete. So I'm going to have the doors to the cells installed just to kind of block this area. I want to make sure that this is not accessible. So we're going to demolish this wall, and we're going to move to have... just make it a door. It's fine. So we're going to have a large jail door here and here. Yeah. And then we'll have jail doors for the cells that will be here. Here, 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 and here, and here. And once that's completely closed off, I can then make this a staff-only area, and then this will be our maximum security area for the time being. I think this was going to be a cleaning cupboard right here, right? I think that's what this was going to be. I honestly don't remember. And then, these are too big to be cells, too. So I forget what I had for these rooms, but I'll take a look at it. Maybe I got it in my plans somewhere. I don't remember. I never mentioned it in the last little attempt at recording this video either, so I'm not going to be able to reference that, but it's okay. It's okay. So this area here was supposed to be the yard as well, and I wanted to get that moved over so I can expand protective custody, because if I'm bringing in more people, especially like medium security, I need to bring in like 100 of them to fill this area. And the other thing I'm trying to prevent here, you see how everybody's like single file all in the same area? It's not super narrow, but it's narrow enough to where there's pretty consistently a big fights breaking out here, and that's why I've got a lot of guards in the area during this time of day, because this is always a problem right here. But what I'm hoping is that by placing everybody in here, what we may see, and it may not happen this way, what I'm hoping we see is that a lot of these guys end up going this way to get in here, and then a lot of these guys go this way. That way I can split them up into two rows. That does mean I need to spread my guard force out, so I'm going to need more guards. But it also, I'm hoping anyway, means that there's less likeliness for confrontations by having less of them together. Plus, if I get really all of them right in a small area and they all start kicking off at each other, it could start riot. I don't want to start a riot. I'm not... Yeah, I don't have that. I was going to make a reference for a band. It's 3 Days Grace, right? Riot? All right, so I'm seeing the cells are basically done. A lot of the guards are like going in here for their breaks because it's all marked as staff only. I'm also noticing we got lots of rats. We do have plenty of rats still. So I'm going to go in and get some more rat traps. And I'll just place them kind of generally around here. We'll put one there. Let's put one maybe over... I'll stick one right there. That's fine. And this one in this open area here, we'll have one. Maybe we'll stick one over there. Just trying to rid ourselves of the problem just a little bit more. I'll probably stick one in this back area, this empty room over here too. And then I also want to have another room. I want to have another way for these guys to get in here. I mean, they're going to be able to access this corridor anyway, I believe. Yeah, this is going to be a shared corridor anyway. So I'm thinking another door for them to get through to get their tattoo removed. But I'm going to make it a jail door so it's more secure. So it'll be here, and there will be a controller right there. There we go. All right, so we have $54,000, and You know, when I get them over here, that's good, but it doesn't really solve anything right now. I do want to also get this done and start expanding this over here. So I'm going to take my quick plan tool, custom tool, whatever it is. We're going to take the cloner here, and we're going to grab all of this right here and place it right here. 1, 2. And then I'm going to also go ahead and do the same thing with the cells like this. It'll be 1, 2. I can't do that. Okay, no problem. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. We'll take the inside part here too, and then just kind of go on these ones here. So just expanding to have more cells ready for minimum security as well. Trying to expand into this area. Let's get our CCTV cameras. We're going to connect up a couple of the extra ones we have down here, at least for now. We'll have more later. That's just a few extra that we have now. I want to get cameras down and covering all these cells here too. But for now, we just have a good coverage of all of these cells so we can see things in here all the time. Lots of solitary cells ready though. I don't need any more solitary cells. Probably for the rest of the game, I won't need any more solitary. Man, M is so close to getting out of here. He's basically today, you know, and then he'll be out, ready to terrorize a whole bunch of other people. But it just means that the gang leader for Green won't be in here anymore, and that makes me happy. And it'll just mean Waymark is in here all by himself, which, you know, he's already done some bad stuff. But, you know, you see his needs. He wants alcohol, which I'm not going to give him. Hydration, which he can get from here. And, I think maybe I would get a drinking fountain in the canteen. Where'd it go? Drinking fountain right here. I think maybe I'd put a drinking fountain in the canteen here. And there's one right here. It's not quite the canteen, so he can't do it while he's doing that. Maybe instead of that, I just take canteen and I extend it to where the canteen also reaches here. So now it's part of this, and if he wants a drink while he's in here, he can go get one. That's the cheaper way to do it. Because he's kind of restricted to the rooms. But he should be able to get this. The sink and mirror, it should provide him with his hydration need. He's got everything he needs in here. He can listen to his radio, books, phone home to family, work out with the dumbbell racks. He can do all that stuff without having to leave his cell. So he gets to be in his cell like 23 hours a day. Okay. Okay, there's the other Busby. This is Matt Busby. This is the one that got his clemency. But now he's got nothing to lose, man. He's not having the death penalty anymore, but you see 56 years and it's all red. So, yeah. He's 97%. We're not going to be able to reform him. He'll die in here. That's just the way it is. He's 37 years old. He's got 56 years left. So, I don't know exactly whether I don't know if the game will make him die in here, because that can happen. Prisoners do age and all that, and they die of, you know, old age and stuff too. That can happen now in Prison Architect, but I don't know whether or not it does it at a set age or if it's different for every prisoner. I never really looked into it all that deeply, but I'm thinking this list is only long because of overproduction. Once this is gone, this goes way back up. It says there's large amounts of contraband, but like I'm searching it pretty well. I don't think we're having a super huge problem with that right now. I mean, I guess I can look at intelligence and see that the supply is quite high for narcotics, tools, luxuries. There's definitely some stuff. I should probably do some shakedowns. I'll do some more shakedowns tonight. Probably a medium security now. And we'll search protective. I haven't searched them in probably like 3 in-game weeks. I haven't really focused on them at all, so I'll probably do that too. They might have a whole bunch of stuff over there. And I think I got a rat in a trap. See? It works. Rat traps. Very nice. Do we get the other one over here? No, just the one. So far anyway, only one rat in the trap. No, and now he's gone. Got somebody being targeted. An ex-gang member. Yeah, well, I mean, I'd like to promote you to leaving a gang, and you're at 3% to reoffend. So I definitely want you. I'm going to move you into protective custody. I'm going to end your punishment as well. You were probably just defending yourself against this asshole, Alex Draymond, who is not that great of a guy, turns out. And he's going to be on permanent lockdown now, so he can't be a bad person to anyone else. Unless it's a guard with a stun baton. Hey, look at this. John Merwood failed clemency again. He's now at 7%. So we could execute now. And we could get, he may still be able to get it. It's a very small odds, but I am going to give him one more meeting. All right. I'm going to give him one more, even though I can. It's green, which means I won't be held liable because of the extra protection I have from my facility. But I think I'll get him one more. There's really no reason to do that, though. I guess we probably could just push the button, but. Today we're going to have song references instead of movie references. You're going to... Are you going to be upgraded? Solitary? You did something to deserve solitary? What did you do? Experience. Found weapons, found drugs. Is that all you've done? I guess so. You're not getting upgraded, so... If you just find stuff on you, like, I'm not going to upgrade you for that. It's got to be violent stuff. If you're violent, then you get upgraded. Okay. So I think tonight is the night we move everybody over here. So the next time these guys have their meal time, that's at 6 p.m. At 6 p.m., they're all going to be over here. Then I'll change up all the permissions and everything so that when they're done with mealtime, they should walk back over here to their new cells. And then I'll have to make sure that we're ready to rock and roll with that too. So right now, this is a staff-only corridor. And then we will change that very soon. This is going to stay staff-only here. And then this empty room probably should go now because there's no point to it anymore. So we'll get rid of the empty room at least to here. And also through here. And we'll leave it here so that they don't run through here. They're not allowed to go through this. And then I want to bring it back over here so that they don't cross that line either. And so we're going to have staff only be there and there. And then I want all of this to be here too. So rooms, empty rooms. We're going to have these corridors here be off limits so they can't cross them. Deployment. There we go. Now, normally I wouldn't care, but since this is an under construction area, it's kind of like, I mean, I could just make the whole thing staff only, but I'd rather just make it all medium security only. It's a medium security area. I don't really care much. And then as the cells become available and they're built, then prisoners can, jump on in and do the thing they need to do. But we don't have water through here either. So I need to do that too. So let's have the water extend through there, connect to that pipe. And it'll also connect through to this pipe. This one can run straight across like that. Yep. And then down one. No, it doesn't need to go down one. Just straight through like that. Like that, yeah. And then, unfortunately, I put all this stuff. I was kind of dumb with the way I did these. Instead of putting pipe, which is kind of the way I did it here, I might change how I pipe these to be more in line with this. So to do that, I would actually cancel these jobs and instead just have it be like this. It'll be just a little bit simpler. Maybe more resource heavy, but I'm thinking probably not. So we'll run the pipes through there and get that started too. Okay, and then how are we on our perimeter wall? I should have all of it all the way up through here. And then I can start working on this part. Although it doesn't seem to be a huge issue. Like, it's really just guarding against this. Maybe once protective custody gets up to here, they may try to push through this. So maybe there's a case to be made that I should go at least to here with it. Something like that would be okay for my perimeter wall. But I don't know if I really need to connect the whole thing back there. And then all the way down here seems good. This is all just one layer for now, which probably could be changed. I mean, there's only one prisoner. Oh my gosh. You are a hero, sir. Seriously, if he gets somebody, it's over. All right? He's very, very deadly. Rank. Congratulations, officer. Like, anyone who downs this guy on a single shot, you just get promoted. That's just how it's going to be. And I'm actually going to take this up one step further here. We're going to go one more guard. Yeah, in the yellow, it's fine. Yeah. Maybe in the blue, too. Who knows? We'll just make sure one more guard is in there for during his meal times and such. It's in permanent lockdown in a... You know what? It's fine. He's almost out of here. 97% chance to reoffend, but he's almost out of here. So it is what it is. We are at 19% now on the reoffending rate. I think it would be a monumental achievement. So much so that I would say for this prison, if this number drops to 10%, as the original goal states, I would say that everyone in the chat and everyone watching this series is required by law to go out and tell somebody that I am the greatest prison architect player of all time. Like, I don't, in other words, I don't think it can happen. It's not going to happen. We're not going to get down there. It's just not going to happen. Like, there's too much violence. There's too many distractions, gangs, etc. But, you know, I'll keep working on it, but I don't think it'll happen. We can probably bring in more medium sex. So I'm going to bring in 10 more because we're moving them around, right? So 88. Yeah, we can afford that. They're all in meal times now. So let's go ahead and flip the switch on this area. We're going to have all of these areas. I'm not sure why they're not being combined into the same block. They kind of should be in the same block. These actually should be a staff only. No, because they need to be able to get out. So no, this can be staff only. This cannot be. We're just going to have this for the sake of having staff in here, I think. The double doors is just for extra security sake. Yeah, so we'll have like a guard there and a guard in here. Yeah, fine. This is all good. We need to have this be a custom sector through here. In order to do that properly, I want a few extra doors. So give me a large jail door here. And here. And this is the orange doors. There we go. So really just kind of lock that down and separate these cells. And then I'm looking for my door servos on the side here. Here. Actually, I can't place, so I'll do it here. And then over here like that. So that should be prioritized as well. And then for this, should all be one sector. I'm not sure why it's separating them into individual dormitories like this. Maybe that's how it works with dorms instead of cells. I don't have a whole lot of experience with dormitories. I've pretty much exclusively in my 10 seasons or whatever it's been for Prison Architect, I've pretty much always used individual cells. So the individual dormitories being completely separate, that's kind of new to me. I would say I want to reference it over here, and I can see the same thing is happening over here too. The dormitory is treated separately from the area. So like cells are in a cell block, dormitories are treated separately. Okay. So that's fine though. It does technically mean I can have different security levels for each individual dormitory if I wanted to as well, which I'm not going to for this area, but I could. So that's neat. Either way, they're going to be able to go through that. And then, you know, this is their eat lockup period. So some of them might be actually on their way back to their cells. It does appear that way. So we're going to change this area now to be this. Actually, let's do it this way temporarily. We're going to say custom sector. Temporarily, we're going to do it like that. And then I will have to move people, but it didn't transition quite as quickly as I wanted because these doors weren't in place. Now, as far as deployment goes, we definitely don't want this. A total blackout here because somebody leaves their station is not a good idea. We're going to counter that by having redundancy. 2 of these monitors are going to be looking at the same cameras. I never want to have a situation where I cannot see inside this area. I want to have perfect vision all the time through here. Also, I think probably lights should go in here. Illuminate the way. There are wall lights in certain places too, but yeah, down in here and everything. There are some wall lights, but I'm going to place some normal lights in through here too. Yeah, probably another one here and here and here. So see, now they're walking over into their individual dormitories. They can now have cellmates. I think, anyway. Let's do room quality. Current occupants 2 out of 2. Yes, so 2 people per cell can be in here, and their cell quality sucks, which is good. That's what I want. I want it to suck. I think maybe. Can I make it at least a 2? Bookshelf. 1 bookshelf per 4 prisoners. I could put a bookshelf in there. You know what? We could maybe make this just a little bit better with a bookshelf by the toilets in each one of these. I think that's an expense that I'm willing to pay. So we'll put a bookshelf in these cells and put one in these ones and these ones. There we go. That wasn't part of the original plan, but plans change. There we go. Almost done. Cool. Okay, for now, those are the bookshelves that we'll have installed for them. All right. Good stuff. Yikes. Yikes. There's so many of them in here too. If they decided to riot, it would just be game over. There's not enough staff for that to ever work. I've got 44 orderlies though. That's almost a 1-to-2 ratio of orderly per inmate, but remember there's also breaks and stuff too. So I think I'm gonna add 50 just so we can have maybe a 1-to-4 ratio at any given time in there. That's all right if we do that. And so this area here is actually for both security levels now. And then we'll change it. I'll probably have to change overnight at this rate. The doors aren't put in yet. They're on their way to do it, but they're not done yet. And then this door controller is going to have that door servo, these ones here, these ones here. There we go. And you'll see some of them are already, designated to other controllers, but that's okay. So they can help each other out. If one of the guards steps up, or, gets up and goes to take a piss or something, the other ones can do their job for them. That kind of thing. And then we'll also have door servos that can unlock other security rooms as well, because why not? Okay. So that'll help the doors getting installed very, very soon, hopefully. 22 medium security coming in very soon. Yep. Medium capacity has gone up too. It'll go up a little bit more once once I've got everybody moved over here where they belong. Where they ultimately belong. There we go. So now that this is closed off with the door here, I can have this be a shared environment, but have this be medium security only. That's what I'm looking for. And then we can get rid of this extra room. It's not required anymore. We can also get rid of these doors and the door servos that go with them. We don't need to block this whole area off anymore and segregate it. We can dismantle this stuff here. We don't need that. We can dismantle this right here. We don't need that. This door servo can go as well. And I think instead of... I think instead of that, what we'll do is we'll just move this door servo to be here. I think that's better. Okay, so all of these guys need to flood down here. Now, it's almost their sleep time. And this is kind of what I'm hoping for here. They're going to go this way instead because it's less doors to go through. Interesting. I got a cure for that, I think. We're going to mark this area as access only. Hey, well, let's go empty room right here. And then we will mark this empty room as access only. So they're only going to use this if they have to use it. If they have another way to get there, they'll do it. That's interesting to me because this is all medium or maximum security. So essentially what this does is it makes it to where, at least I think it does, maybe not. But I think it's what it's going to do is it's going to make it to where medium is going to enter and exit through here. And maximum will always enter and exit through here or through here. Which is, it's fine if they want to go through this area too. That's okay. I might make this access only as well, but we'll see how it goes. The idea though is they're trying to get around it. And then inside these little checkpoint areas, which I don't have right now and I should have, is metal detectors. Metal detectors. So I want to have detectors through there and through there. There's already 2 here. So if they do choose to go that, then all right, fine. And then there should also be 2 through here if they're moving through that area. And actually, we can let that go because if they're in here, they've already walked through these 2. I guess they could have gotten around it through this area, though. Yeah, you know what? We'll put 2 there. It's fine. And then down here, there's already 2 to enter into this area. There's no way for them to bypass that. They can't go through the infirmary or anything. So getting into this area, I guess probably what I could do is just do that. And then I'll have 1 more brick wall there. This is probably going to be brick. I don't know what this was. Maybe it was a holding cell. Maybe I can make it a holding cell. If it wasn't originally a holding cell, perhaps I can make it one. Those are already next to power cables. Those will be hooked up. This one can come up there like that. This one needs to come up like that. And everything is solid with regards to the metal detector situation at that point. Down here is possible to get in and out, but well, I mean, if they're coming from the canteen to get here, they will have gone through 1 set of metal detectors already here. And I guess they won't be going through any here. I could probably put 2 more here. I probably should put 2 more here. Yeah, let's get some more. Metal. I can type metal detector. So let's place 2 more here. And we'll have to get rid of the staff doors and make it, you know, just regular old doors now. And I'm going to put 2 more here because I think it's worth it. So that's going to be hooked up to power already. And this one needs to be just a little bit of, just a little bit of extra right there to get that hooked up. And then these doors can go and they'll be replaced by just a set of double doors here, or maybe the jail door because it's a higher security area, right? So we can replace it with the jail door instead. So pop it there, go door servo there, get that to be a high priority as well. And then just double checking really quick that, I mean, I'm hoping anyway that the empty room here was already creating separation so it won't like make everything look weird. But this area needs to be shared now, right? So we need this to be a shared environment. These cells are not, they're only for minimum security, but this is a shared hallway. And this is already shared. Yep, shared. So this is not minimum sec anymore. We can actually get rid of that room. We can get rid of this room as well now. This room stays because it's supposed to make sure that it stays minimum security down here. So this is all shared environment now. And then this says minimum security. We want to change that now so that these guys can walk this path to get to the canteen so that they don't all bunch together. So they have to be able to travel this. So I'm going to go with rooms empty. We're going to get rid of the empty room all the way through this hallway and through here. And then we can stop it right there, I guess. But then this becomes the minimum only hallways right here. And so the rest of this should now be shared. But this is what I needed. Yeah, I knew I needed to switch this. So this is my empty room here. And this becomes minimum security like that. Yes. Minimum, minimum. Everything's minimum. Through here, minimum everywhere. Minimum through here. Canteen open. But maximum security can walk through here. This is a minimum only area as well. And I'm noticing that I never even bothered to have any metal detectors in this room either, which I feel like might be a mistake. So I'm just going to pop 3 of them in here. I know it's expensive, but it's... I mean, is it necessary? If they're going out this way, I guess if they're leaving here, they can come through here and then I'll... Yeah. I guess it's better than not doing it, I guess. Yeah, fine. It's better than not doing it. So this should already get connections when I make those, so I should be able to do that. And then we can have this go like that, I guess. When the metal detectors get installed, they will extend the cable for me. And now everybody's sleeping in their new cells. There we go. And now we have a whole bunch of room for minimum security. So medium security right now. It says shared capacity 147. So real quick, go in here and make sure that's not the case. Yeah, that's the problem. So we want to go like that. And then this will also be those guys only. There we go. This will be like that as well. There's no reason for any maximums to go that way. We could have these just be shared. Yeah, that's no big deal. Solitary cells should be shared. These ones are shared as well, but they have to be, you know, they have to be brought here by a guard anyway. Guards are passing their taser certification. How wonderful. I might want to expand my armory a little bit so I can move some of this equipment over into this other security room. And then I can make this bigger. Maybe like this area here could be all moved over here. And then this room just expands out. Just in case I want any more armed guards. I know, if me wanting armed guards, shocker. It can happen, you know? I might want more. We'll see. Right now, I think M is gone. So we only have 1 Supermax. Yep, Waymark's all that's left. Merwood's still on death row. And I'm going to give him one more shot. I'm going to see if he can come up with his freedom. All right, you got one more chance to plead your case. All right. So in this video, we've moved maximum to their final destination, which is in here. We need to expand that to include this over here. And then, unless my math was bad, it is not. My medium capacity is now 200. That was the goal, is to get all those minimum, medium, and maximum to be 200 capacity. And to actually have that many inmates in. So, you know, we'll use the holding cells for a little bit of overage. We have 100 capacity for criminally insane, so that's done too. So the only thing really to work with here, I guess, is just expanding existing ones, which I've already talked about before. Minimum getting expanded here already. That's already underway. We're going to get that going too. This right here needs to be built out. And then minimum over here as well. Maybe even wrapping around. And then this shop can finally start working. I probably should get going on that next. Yeah? Let's do that next. We're expanding this already, I get it, but let's start expanding this over here next. Okay, so we can start having some of these minimum security people working in these areas. I want them to help out in the kitchen, and I'd like them to help out in the shop. And I think because I want them to work in the shop, and, you know, like, I mean, protective custody could work in the shop too. They seem like they might be, because there's some stuff there. There's some stuff on that shelf. So it seems like at some point they were working that, but not nearly enough of them. So, yeah. I could just do that. I don't know if they'll actually do it, though. That's the thing. Prison labor, yeah. Like, I don't know if they'll choose that job. Maybe what I'll do is we'll go into... it's not this menu. It is jobs. Nope. It is policy. And then at the bottom, I forget where it is, man. There's a lot of stuff going on in here. There's a whole lot of tabs. Finance, maybe. Prisoner wages. There it is. I'm looking for shop. It's 100%. We're going to make it 110. Yeah, we'll make it 120. They'll be motivated to work in the shops now. All right, just to kind of keep them. Oh, I want to give people their luxuries, because I bet a lot of these guys are probably just, yeah, luxury. No, he just wants literature, spirituality. I guess insane people really don't care about luxuries, do they? I don't have a single person with a luxury need. That's peculiar. Maybe this doesn't need to exist. Somehow they're already having that luxury need met. Huh. Not a single one of them want luxuries. Okay. Okay. I mean, these guys do. This one, not so much. Maybe they're new. This one has a need for it. This one has a need for it. Just literature here. It does also depend on how long they've been here. Like if they were over here before and they had magazines, they had their luxury need met, and I just switched them over here, then, you know, that's going to change things. But the majority of them have been over here for quite a while. But that's our segregation. That's what we're looking for here. That's how it's going to be laid out. So thanks for watching. Appreciate you. Come on back for the next one. Hopefully this video actually recorded well. See ya. Bye-bye.